Back then, Evel was the most celebrated celebrity in the United States of America. Evel Knievel was it.
Yep.
And I was a kid, and I took my bicycle out in the alley behind the house, and I made my own little stunt stadium, and I transformed myself into Evel Knievel, and I'm jumping out in the alley on my bicycle. And I got in a lot of trouble as a kid. And I didn't have any father. You're a city kid. You have no respect for authority. You kind of just grow up like that. And my hair was down to here. I got arrested probably a dozen times as a juvenile offender in our area. I actually went twice to Scared Straight to the Attica Correctional Facility in upstate New York for juvenile delinquents. And then I heard there's a guy is coming to our area who used to work for Evel Knievel. And that's all I needed to hear. So, I took all my pictures of me jumping all my garbage cans, and I took it all in my little briefcase with me out there, and it was way out in the country. And so there was all these nice Christian country kids, and I walk in. I'm like Cousin It from the Addams Family. I'm 15 years old. And I have a bad attitude, and I have a rebellious attitude. I have no respect for authority. And in comes Gene Sullivan, who was Evel's bodyguard. And so he walks into this little Bible study out in the country, in the suburbs of Rochester, New York. So somehow God worked a scenario on me, because he brought Gene Sullivan. Gene, he ended up taking me on the road. My mother let me travel with Gene that summer, and we went to South Carolina, down to Charlotte, and to PTL with Jim and Tammy and all of that. And before this time, I never read the Bible. I never went to church. Nothing. I didn't know anything for the first time, and I'm on the road with Jump for Jesus. Let's fast forward a number of years. I became a headlining feature performer for Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. I'd come down a ski ramp with a bicycle. I'd jump over 9 elephants in the show. And I performed in all these same arenas that Evel performed in. I did my jump over the elephants with Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey in the Cow Palace, where Evel did some of his greatest work. And I'm looking around, I'm like, I don't know if you people understand, but this is like hallowed ground for me here in the Cow Palace. And it was amazing. And then we have an evangelistic ministry called Leap of Faith Ministry. We travel all over the country. And it's kind of like Evel Knievel meets Billy Graham. People that will never go to church, they'll come to see this crazy guy jump a bicycle over 10 cars into a burning wall with a message. And I'm also pastor of a church now in my city of Rochester, New York. The name of our church is Faith on Fire Fellowship. And so it's very interesting. But it was Evel Knievel was the one that started all of this for me, because I was a fan of Evel. And he inspired me, and really continues to inspire me today. You're walking around the museum here. How inspiring is this? I was at Evel Days, and they brought me over to the Hummer where Evel was. He got out of the car, and we took a picture. He put his arm around me, and he said, "Take another picture." So we took another picture, and I said, "Evel, I'm really honored to meet you and everything." And I said, "I love you." And he goes, "I love you too." And he gave me a big hug. Evel Knievel gave me a hug. People think, no, Evel only gave his heart to Christ because he's at the end of his life. He knew his life was almost over. He's getting close to stand before God, so you want to get it right. Mm-hmm. But you forget who we're talking about. This guy was always ready to meet God. He was always on the precipice of death, defying death. So I think that, people were praying for Evel, and just, sometimes God has to just reach out and grab a hold of you. And this is Evel's own words. And he says that, I was just raptured by the gospel. I can't find any doubt in my heart that I used to have. And so Evel had a genuine experience with the Lord, and it was really powerful. If you go to the gravestone in Butte, Montana, the bottom line on Evel's tombstone, this is not my words, this is what Evel wrote on his tombstone. It says, "Believe in Jesus Christ."